Hi there. Welcome to the Own Your Expertise interview series. I'm Emily Crookston, owner and decider of all things at the Pocket PhD. I'm the ghostwriter for Rebels, Renegades, and Mavericks, and I love helping experts with big ideas get those ideas out of their heads and into the world. Today, I'm sitting down with Kiva Slade. She's the CEO of the 516 Collaborative. And Kiva is a business strategist and online business manager. She's also a certified Fix This Next coach, and she specializes in helping online businesses grow and get ahead. So Kiva, I'd love to turn it over to you.
Thanks so much, Emily, for having me. So once again, I am Kiva Slade and the owner of the 516 Collaborative. And yes, online business manager, and kind of joke about that sometimes. It's really like the same thing even for offline businesses, but really coming in and really understanding all the different parts that work with businesses and the things that they have to do, but having a different expertise when it comes to online, because there's things like launches and there's things like just managing all the different social media and aspects of that. So just that factors in. So I love helping though coaches and especially just solopreneurs, which is a term for those of us who are normally that one person holding down all the things. I'm excited to be here and share with you.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure there are tons of people moving their offline businesses online during this time and need help. And so you really like to do a lot of the strategy. Is that right? Strategize with them, kind of get into the sausage.
Yes, definitely. Because and that's so much the main thing, because a lot of times as entrepreneurs, typically you're a visionary. You're a person who you have these ideas, your personality, your secret sauce, keep on the food theme, is what really attracts people to what you do. And therefore, that's the thing that you need to be spending the most of your time doing, okay? But unfortunately, especially if you're a one-woman show, a one-guy show, or you just have kind of a part-time staff that's helping you, there's so many other moving parts, and you feel the need to have to still manage those, or you're still bootstrapping, trying to keep those things in place, and really it becomes too much. And the thing that starts to suffer is the area that's your zone of genius, which is where you really operate and shine. So really my job is to come in, be that support person who's like, hey, I got all the stuff behind the scenes taken care of. I have the staff taken care of. The VA and I are working everything out. You go out there and you do the things that make you shine, that bring in the money, that impacts the bottom line, to make all of these things really keep going and moving forward.
Love that, because as a visionary, I can tell you I hate doing the implementation of a lot of these tasks. And I know they're important and I do them when I have to, but it's so nice to have somebody else who, you can help and who can, figure out even like the plans.
Right.
That piece itself is just hard sometimes.
Yeah. And I love that. And I do that with my clients. We, at the end of the year, we like to do, okay, what are going to be the goals for next year? And then we do quarterly planning as well, because let's be honest, things shift. Okay. One thing that we have learned is that even though there are a lot of people now working from home, they're not able to do a lot of the things that they used to do. Okay. There are people making huge career pivots right now because of the simple fact that they've realized, you know what, this working from home thing isn't half bad. I don't have my commute. I don't have this. I think I want to do this. And if 2008 and other recessions are any indication, these kind of moments actually produce even more entrepreneurs. People have time to really think, and they really realize, well, whatever I was doing may not be that thing that makes my heart sing. And you know what? I want to now go do that thing. So, I share that to say, don't despair. Like, there is so a way to make, 2020 still raw in a good way for quarter 3 and quarter 4, and to finish up strong, because we've all had to adjust to a new way, but now we've adjusted. So let's go out there and, grab the bull by the horns.
Cool. Let's talk a little bit about your personal path and your expertise. So how would you describe your path to becoming the expert you are today?
Oh, goodness. Definitely not a straight line. Really, for a longest time, if I tell you the honest truth, since I was 3, I wanted to be a lawyer and a Dallas Cowgirl cheerleader. Those were the only 2 things I ever wanted to be in life.
I love it.
Total things that you're like, huh? But yes, those are what I wanted to do in life. And I didn't do either. So when I think about it, I was like, okay, grad school, because I wasn't really feeling like I was 100% committed to law school. And I was just like, oh, I don't know. And so I went to grad school, and I had gotten my master's in public administration, and it was like, okay, I really like this. This feels really good and comfy, and I wound up working state level in the state of Maryland, and then wound up as a legislative director for a member of Congress on the Hill. But I was just like, okay, I got married. I met a guy. And then we kind of got married. Then we kind of had, a kid rather quickly in this whole entire process. And honestly, she wound up with some health issues. And it was like, okay, I spent time when I was in grad school at the Governor's Office of Children, Youth, and Families doing like all that brain research, 0 to 3, 0 to 5. And I was like, oh, I need to stay home until 5. As I continued, I was like, all right, I'm ready to go back. I'm ready to step back in. But I also knew I wanted to step back in on my own terms. And I knew one thing I did not want to do was politics. So I was like, okay, I kind of stumbled across a virtual assistant course. And I was like, oh, this looks interesting. And honestly, I had never even heard of such a thing. I was just like, wow, that looks fascinating. Who knew there was a whole world of remote work out there and people living off of laptops that I really did not even know existed. And I was like, what else is out there? So that led to the online business manager certification and going through that whole entire process. I was like, oh yeah, this is much more of my sweet spot. This is where I feel much more comfortable in that, in that role. So yeah, it's totally been a zigzag. But I always share to even my kids and other people, like, don't neglect any of your experiences, because you just don't realize at that moment in most cases, like how whatever you learned, what you experienced will come back, and it's going to be helpful to you later on. And so even though your path may not be the straight line, and hey, you may not be the Dallas Cowgirl cheerleader you thought you were going to be, it's going to still be okay. And you're going to still be able to, do the things that really make you happy, and that also just help others in that process. The world is so wide open, I feel, right now, with so many possibilities for people to carve out what it is that they want to do and to live life really on their own terms. So it's an exciting time.
It is. I love that. And I think we're going to end on that note. So that note of positivity. Yes. Thank you so much for sitting down with me. I've really enjoyed the conversation.
Thank you so much. I've enjoyed this.
So just to end, why don't you tell us more about where we can find you?
Okay, sure. You can find me, of course, on the web at the516collaborative.com. I'm also on LinkedIn as Kiva Slade, and the same for Facebook and Instagram. So you can find me in all of those places. I can't say I show up consistently on Facebook and Instagram, but if you really want to get to know me, find me on LinkedIn or go to my website.